if you like surprises on a radio show, you're in the right place. Brooks Powell joins us with a red bag.
Oh, this is not just a red bag, Ben. I wanted to let you know this is my mantle.
Your mantle.
Yes. It's not a purse. It's not a merce. It's a mantle. It's a man satchel.
Yeah.
You can get these at REI, Patagonia. And in the mantle, you can carry all of your interesting things right here. So you can have your iPad, your journal. You can have your glasses cleaner. You can have your toothbrush and your business cards, pens.
Did your wife kick you out of the house last night or something?
Anyway, since I've been living on the street, you really need your mantle. And how did you know, Ben?
Well,
I thought I kept that off Facebook. But obviously the word is out.
Not a lot of people bring their journal and their toothbrush and keep it in the same place.
Well, the nice thing is when you have your mantle, whenever instead of handing your wallet and your keys and your phone to your significant other, hey, honey, could you hold this? I got the mantle. Now, nobody argues. When I pull out some Band-Aids and stuff when they get hurt, they're like, thank God Brooks had the mantle.
No kidding.
So, anyway, just wanted to pass that tip along. There's a lot of people out there when they're out looking for homes, looking for renovating, they think, if I had my mantle, I'd have my iPad right now.
Okay.
That's all they need to know.
Brooks, when you are in the business of building homes, whether it's custom or remodeling, you do need a tool bag. You need a lot of tools. Because there's all sorts of different things that can come up, a whole bunch of different things that you may need, whether it's a hammer, a screwdriver, or something else that's in that bag.
You need your mantle.
You need your mantle. When people start to consider a project, I guess a lot of what they're trying to do maybe is increase the value of their property. Do you have any tips on ways they can do that through renovation and, I guess, utilizing different tools?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of tools that are at our disposal now that we didn't have 10 years ago or 15 years ago, we have the internet. So people are really able to do research about renovation projects, about neighborhoods, about home values, about mortgages. If everyone's going to most likely need a mortgage, they're going to need to know what does it cost to renovate a home if they have an existing home. They're going to have to find out what it costs to renovate a home if they're going to buy it. And so the resources that are available on the internet, there's hanleywood.com, which gives you costs per foot to renovate. Zillow's just set up a new algorithm, which we haven't seen how accurate it is, but it also gives information on how doing certain projects will increase the value of your home. But really what it comes down to, Ben, is if you live in a neighborhood or you own a home now, do you want to stay in that neighborhood? I mean, it comes down to, again, like we talked about last week about values. How does your home or your neighborhood represent who you are and where you want to be? Because there's things you can do to your existing home that might increase value, but really you have to ask yourself, do I want to live here the next 10 years? Mm-hmm. Have you ever asked yourself that about where you live? I mean, from your standpoint of if the neighborhood you're in, if you were going to invest another $50,000 or $100,000, would you do it in that house, or would you pick up and move and do it in another house?
I'd probably do it in our house. We like where we live.
Okay, so then you get into what are the things you could do that would add value to your house. So things like new kitchen counters, new bathroom fixtures, new guess I'm having trouble with this microphone today. I appreciate that.
Hey, anything I can do to help.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that a little bit more later, Ben, but let's, stay on task here. My goodness. So new hardwood floors, exterior landscaping, maybe an outdoor room, outdoor barbecue area, outdoor fireplace. And what we're seeing people do are, again, still kitchens and bathrooms are still really a big thing to do. And one of the things we're doing a lot of in 1960s style homes is we open up that kitchen to the dining room, living room, make a great room concept. And all of a sudden you can take a house that's 50 years old and make it as modern as it is today. And then we take the master bath and take out the tub shower, put in a nice master shower, and all of a sudden you have a spa experience in a 50-year-old house.
So is there an easy way to determine, and we talk about these different things you can do, whether it's kitchens or bathrooms or flooring. You talked about an outdoor space, which, is always interesting here in Seattle.
Absolutely.
But is there easy ways to determine the value that you're going to get for the cost you're going to spend?
Absolutely. And one of the things we do, Scott Pearl, our home advisor at Powell, does is he helps walk people through, if you invest this type of money, your return will be a certain dollar amount. And we back that up with a third-party verifier, which is hanleywood.com. And they do a nationwide survey every quarter of 25 of the top renovation projects in the United States. And then they drill down into Seattle. And then you can see exactly what a kitchen renovation will return on your investment, or what it'll add. And this is based on moving within a year or two. So typically any project you do on a house, within 5 years, you'll return 100% of your investment.
Do you tend to think that when people go into this, that is usually their ultimate goal?
It's not their ultimate goal at all. It's more a way of validating what they want to be doing for their home, because they're going to use it. And I always encourage people to do something because you're going to use it, not just to sell the house. So
a little bit of that, emotionally you may want it. I mean, my wife talks about redoing our kitchen counters all the time. Are
you hard of hearing, Ben? Because if she talks about it all the time, I mean, I would think really, dig deep.
And of course she wants it, but it's always hard to say, well, was there going to be value there? And so you end up, I think you rationalize it, right?
Yep.
With the dollar amount, but really a lot of people just kind of want these things for whether it's a coolness factor or lifestyle factor.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. So it's you walk into your kitchen and you'll say, gee, these counters are totally serviceable, they totally work, and but I just want something that's different. I want something that's new. I mean, we're wired that way as Americans, that we like new stuff.
What are some of, you talked about the Hanley Wood and their ability to project the value, which of course will then support the desire for these things, the emotional side. What are the biggest values you can get? I mean, I guess where do you see the most value coming, and how is that really determined?
It's determined by the marketplace. The marketplace, when homes are sold, people are paying a certain premium for these renovations, these kitchen remodels in Seattle, these bathroom remodels in Seattle. And so the market, this is hard data, which we can now aggregate because of computers and because of databases. And so Hanley Wood is a big research database, and they aggregate all this information, and we can say, gee, within a year or two, you're going to get X amount return on your investment. But if anybody stays in their house 5-6 years, you'll get 100% of it, and that's reflected because that's what buyers will pay for a house with a new kitchen, a new bathroom, a new outdoor room.
That turnkey aspect that people are looking for.
Yeah.
When you think about that turnkey aspect, though, I imagine oftentimes you can go through a remodel process, whether it's within any of these, the kitchen or bathroom or floors, and the purpose is not necessarily because you want the addition or you want the improved living space. It's because you want more money on a sale. Do you see a lot of people remodeling to sell a house? Almost like flipping their own home in some way.
Yeah, sometimes people will do that. They might have deferred maintenance for 15, 20 years, and all of a sudden they're going to sell, and the real estate agent has said, you need to do X, Y, Z to get this house ready to sell. In those cases, yes, you can do certain things to improve it. Maybe you have to fix up the yard, fix the fence, repaint the house, some things to give you curb appeal. But after that, as long as there's not any deficiencies, there's not rot or mold or some other issues, really you just clean the house up and you sell it and get the best value you can, because if you just put a ton of money into your house, you won't see that return in the first 1 or 2 years. Something that people forget about is that there is about a 10% cost to selling your house. You have 6% commission, 2% transfer, and of the sales price, and so maybe 10% of your selling price is going to be eaten up by sales costs.
Yeah, I mean your escrow costs, title, insurance.
So if you have a $500,000 house, you will spend $50,000 to sell it. So when you're looking at should I remodel or sell, right off the bat, you're going to spend $50,000 to sell, buy a new house or a new used house, and then you're going to end up remodeling that one too. So it comes back again to neighborhood. If you like your neighborhood, really think about what you can do to your existing house. If you don't have issues with it, just is never going to be big enough.
Brooks Powell joins us, co-owner of Powell Custom Homes and Renovation. Brooks, when you think about people who are, do you see more people staying in their neighborhood now and doing more remodels rather than that quick move?
Absolutely. I mean, we definitely, especially since for the Gen X and the millennial buyers, who are anywhere from 18 years old to 34 years old, they just spent the last 5 years in a recession. So they're still a little bit rolled back, and they're acquiring houses now, coming into the marketplace, allowing people to buy and move up. But people are seeing that, if I like my neighborhood and I like my house, I can do a lot of renovating and just stay right here. Mm-hmm. So it works pretty well.
Yeah, well, and I would imagine just you get into that emotional side as well. If you have a house and your neighbors and your kids go to the school, I mean, there's a lot to be desired with the home. There's a quote that's on a song right now that the grass isn't greener on the other side; it's green where you water it.
Oh, no kidding! I hadn't heard of that.
I hadn't heard it. It's in some rap song. I'm sure Heather knows exactly what it is.
Heather, what's up with that? There's two of them.
Two songs that say that.
Wow. Well, that's a good point. I mean, I think that there's a lot of marketing in America that gets us to, we should sell and buy something new, and we build new homes for sale also, and we do have clients that just want a brand new house, and that's great. But if you like your neighborhood, you can remodel and stay.
Yeah, of course. If you don't like your neighbors, you don't have to.
That's right. Yeah. So hey, before we close, I want to talk about one more thing. Take your tool bag, take your mantle, and make sure you have it with you when you're out there trying to decide what you're going to do. Yeah, well, and certainly if you want to figure out more information on remodeling your house, deciding if you should remodel your house, or if you just want to see Brooks' mantle, you can go to info.powellrenovations.com and learn more there. Thanks so much for joining us. Stick around for a few minutes. We'd love to get some more of your opinions. When we come back, you're listening to Brashonomics.